Hey, Hawks fans, welcome back to the Hawks Report card. We've got a very disappointing game to review, so that's why Evie, she's too distraught to help me out with this review. She's given her scores as well as our guest Joey, but yeah, so I'm doing this solo today. So as we get into the score, you can see that we ended up on 90. Unbelievable after the first half. You wouldn't think we'd get close to 90. And Melbourne scored 125. Looked like they were going to win by 125. But in Tassie, the ground turned out to be quite a bit of a mess. You could see before the game, it was like, what the? For a Tassie, I've never seen the Tassie ground like that. Obviously, we play a lot of night games. It sort of gets hidden away. But yeah, that ground looked terrible. Maybe a couple of midfielders weren't confident enough, but still no excuses, not excuses as to the extent of what we lost by. So we go into the stats differentials. It looks pretty even across probably not as bad as you'd think. We only lost the disposal count by 4. We had more kicks than them. They just had more handballs. We took 22 more marks than them. We also, which is another disappointing thing, is we won the inside 50 count. It's pretty hard to believe that as well. But yeah. One of the standouts was Marbial Chol kicking 5 in the second half. He's sort of so difficult to judge people in the first half. All the forwards, like they just couldn't. It didn't matter how far they pushed up the ground. The ball, once it went in Melbourne's forward line, didn't come out until they scored a goal. So yeah, a lot of forwards were very starved of opportunities. But Chol obviously he's had a bit of his jitteries in front of goal this year, but to kick 5 straight, I think it's an outstanding return. If it was in a winning side, it would be a match-winning game. But in the end, 5 goals are still 5 goals. It's a good effort from Marbiol. And our leading goal kickers, we've got a couple of. Josh Ward kicked his first goal for the year, and then he kicked his second goal for the year. So it's good to see our midfielders hitting the scoreboard more. Jack Givnan also popped in there with 2 goals. Probably that last one that he missed could have got back with 18 points with 2 or 3 minutes to spare. It would have been interesting finish if he'd kicked that goal. And Matt Hill, he debuted for us up in the forward line. Obviously starved of opportunities, but yeah, it's hard to know what to make of it because the game was all over. He couldn't impose himself or put himself in. Yeah, and Noel Mraz, well, he had an outstanding first game, but he had a lot of opportunities with the ball coming in so often. But yeah, a couple of his kicks early on were a bit dodgy. That real small 10-meter kick that he did that they got a goal out of. If he just booted that out of the back line or up the line, whatever they do. But yeah, you can't do much more than him. He's for a kid, he's quite tall. He's very big. At his age, he's pretty mobile. So yeah, 200 centimeter key back. If Battle misses another week, he's definitely playing. You'd think he'd definitely play, but you never know. But yeah, it was a great game by Noah. And yeah, one of the main things there was down by 96 points at one stage to fight back and get it to 6 goals or at one stage with 2 minutes to go. It was only a 24 point loss, but yeah, they kicked the last 2 goals, which was Melbourne just putting finishing touches onto a good win. That's the second win against us. But yeah, move on to the first player, Harry Morrison, by far not the worst player at all. 24 disposals, 349 metres gained. You got all 3 6.5s. I mean, if that was a winning game, we'd probably rate him a little bit higher, but no one's getting two higher ratings in this game. 350 metres gained. That's a good game from Harry. And you'd imagine he keeps his spot. Mitchell Lewis, disappointing, but obviously starved of opportunities. But 9 kicks, I think 2 of them went on the full. He kicked the goal. Yeah, just he hasn't really clicked this year, I don't think. Jai Newcomb, he was another one that heavily criticised in the first half. He ended up getting 27 touches, but yeah, the first half is where we needed him to impose himself and stop that run on that the Melbourne got. They just couldn't do anything, our midfielders. You can see there he only had the 1 tackle, which is a bit disappointing when they had the ball most of the first half. But yeah, he got 2 5s, and I gave him a little bit higher with 5.5. James Sicily, I don't know what happened with Joey's score there, but 12 kicks. I think 5 or 6 of them were from points, and he kicked them to Max Gawn. I'm not sure what the theory behind that was. I mean, you just got to kick it to the opposite side where Max is. At least wear him out running back and forth. But yeah, it was quite weird from James Sicily and that to kick out and kick in Max's direction. Still got 19 touches, only the 5 marks. He probably could get a lot less. Evie gave him a 5.5. I gave him a 5. I'm not sure what happened to Joey's score. Dylan Moore, 2 possessions or 3 possessions at half time. Just couldn't get into. He had his head strapped up before the game. I don't know whether that's an issue or not, but he ended up with 16 touches, just 5 kicks, 190 metres gained. Didn't hit the scoreboard at all. So it's very. I mean, he seems. I think that's still high for him. He got 2 5.5s and a 5. Connor McDonald, another one, very quiet. He sort of stayed quiet the whole game. Only had the 8 kicks. Kicked the goal. Got 200 metres gained, which is not much for a midfielder. He got 3 5s. Will Day ended up taking that nice mark in the last quarter and kicking a goal. But he was another one with Jai in the first half. We wanted to impose, at least battle. For him to have 1 tackle is nearly, that's 1 a quarter for him. But for him to have 1 tackle, Melbourne just did what they want in the middle, especially in that first half. In the second half, it was more like we did what we wanted without Melbourne's resistance. But yeah, you want him to stand up when the game's on the line, and definitely didn't get it from Will, but still working his way in. He got 2 6.5s and a 6. Blake Hardwick, the ball was always down his end, so yeah, look at them stats. They're great stats for a backman. 25 disposals, 19 kicks, 500 metres gained, and he got the 9 marks, and a few of them were intercepts. You can see he got an AFL score of over 100, which is pretty high for a back pocket like type of player, and he got 2 7.5s and an 8 from me. I thought he was really good, like he's solid, very solid. Massimo went missing, missed most of the first half, didn't see him do anything. He ended up getting 418 metres gained from his 11 kicks, but even at the back end of the game when we were sort of running, and he did some very weird kicks and handballs, and when we had Melbourne under a bit of pressure that we could apply from that far behind. But yeah, he just turned the ball over and give it up. But he got 2 5s and a 4.5. He's been on fire lately, so it's a bit of a down game there for Massimo. Lloyd Meek, what can you say? He had to go against Max Gawn, and he had to go it alone. That's a lot of disposals for him. 15. He usually, but you can see the 1 mark there. He did quite well on the hitouts. He broke even sort of with Max. Like it wasn't a bigger discrepancy as everyone was making out to be. But Evie gave him a 6. I gave him a 5.5, and Joey gave him a 5. Marbiot Chol, probably the standout when you look at the stats. I mean, he had 17 disposals. I think he only had 3 or 4 at half time. So, he was starved of opportunities. Him and Jack Gunston virtually didn't see the ball for the first quarter. So you see 15 kicks is quite a lot for Marbiot. He went into the ruck a couple of times, so he obviously helped out, and he won a few knockouts as well. Took the 7 marks. A few of them were contested, but 379 metres gained. He beat our midfielders, like our main midfielders. So, and to kick the 5 goals, finishing off is always. He had an awkward one in the last quarter where he could have kicked the goal, but it slipped over or fell over or whatever happened. But Evie gave him a 7.5, and he got 2 8s from the other 2. Good effort from Marbiot Chol. Now, Jack Gunston, he got a thumbs down. He did not pass, but we expect a fair bit from him. But he came back from 6 weeks off or 5 weeks off. But yeah, the ball just did not come down there. And when it did come down, it came down pretty rotten. But he got a 3 from Evie and 2 4s, but there's not much he could do. The ball didn't come down to him. He got the one opportunity he got, he kicked the goal. So hopefully he warms into this week's game. Noah Mraz, pretty good game, great game there. 12 marks, I think 6 or 7 intercepts, which is pretty good. Josh Battle probably doesn't even get that many, but yeah, he really, you could see once we were behind, you might as well just go for your marks, and what was the point, So he really showed off his skill set. His marking, his high marking, and he's definitely contested marking. He's still got 200 metres gained. Needs to work on that kicking. You see him; he's a big man, so when he drops the ball, he's got that awkward ball drop. But still, he did what he had to do, and he played really well. So bit of a surprise. He wouldn't have played if Battle didn't pull out. So actually, he might have been in before Battle pulled out. Might have been Will McCabe, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he's holding his spot regardless this week. So he got a 7 from Evie, an 8 and a 7.5. Really good game from Noah. Might have uncovered one there. Josh Waugh, like I said earlier, kicked the 2 goals. We want our midfielders to hit the scoreboard a little bit more, especially running through 50, like running out of the square and getting to the 50 and drilling the goal, a bit like Will Day a couple of weeks ago. Josh Ward, we need him to do that a bit more. Cam McKenzie, obviously he hasn't done it much either, but yeah, he got a 7 from Evie and 2 8s, but that was a really good game from Josh. Yeah, he's still, you can see there, he had the 7 marks, he linked up, and he also got the 4 tackles. He put a bit of pressure on. Yeah, it was a really good game from Josh. Bodie Ryan, not sure what to make of this game because the ball was down in his area the whole time, and to end up with 9 disposals. He took the 4 marks. He's pretty good kick for his player, for him, but he only got the 110 metres gained. It's not, you don't even notice him really in when you see when Noah Mraz and that are doing so well. But yeah, he got a 3 from Evie and 2 4s, but I'm not sure he's holding his spot this week. Will McCabe, he sort of didn't play forward. He sort of played lined up on the wing. Not sure that's his go. He got 6 disposals, 157 metres gained. He actually had an easy shot at goal. He was directly in front, like 35 metres out, and missed it. Missed it by a way too. It wasn't close. But yeah, maybe if he kicks the goal. But yeah, he got a 3 from Evie and 2 4s. Bit of a thumbs down there from Will McCabe, but obviously been out of the game for a while back at Box Hill. Jack Ginnivan, very quiet first half. That's why, them stats pretty good if you line them up. But when the game was on the line, he only had 2 disposals at half time with Dylan Moore. That's terrible. 2 disposals, it's 1 a quarter. It's not much. Got 2 5.5s and a 5. But his second half was pretty good, but we're going to judge him mainly when the game was on the line in that first half. So otherwise, them stats are pretty good. Got 440 metres gained. It's a pretty good game. You see his efficiency there, 47. It's not up there with where we need it to be, but like I said, it was terrible ground. Like the ground was in terrible nick, and a couple of these players might have found the heavy going a bit harder, but no excuse there from Jack. But he did bounce back. There's not much you can do. You go in at half time, you try and regroup, and they come out. He did the job, but yeah, just want to try and do that at the start of the game. Jack Dalton, hardly noticed him there. Kicked a goal from his 9 disposals. He got 250 metres gained. It's like Hawthorn didn't want to push him into the midfield, so I went try and get in there and get amongst it and see what he could do. But yeah, he just virtually stayed up in the forward line most of the game. He got 3 4.5s. It's pretty hard to judge him. Like I said, them forwards starved of opportunities. Tom Barrass, he'd have a sore left fist. He just punched the ball away that many times. But when we sort of didn't, they got the stoppage or a boundary throw in, they got the goal from that anyway. So maybe next time they just tell Tom to go for his marks because he's such a great overhead and contested mark. But he elected to spoil, like the ball was coming in that often. And yeah, so we got 2 7s and a 6 from Joey. Flynn Perez, the young man puts himself on the line. You can see him. He's not that overly big, but he's very brave. He throws himself around. He's just can't transition from Box Hill to Hawthorn. He's such a brilliant player when you watch him play for Box Hill. He's got a lot of run in his legs. He gets the ball and he runs and he kicks it 50, 60 metres. He's a beautiful player at that level, but he just hasn't been able to make the step into this one. So maybe, another preseason under his belt. Hopefully next year will be for Flynn. I'm not sure whether he's going to hold his place. We don't know who's coming back in yet. Hopefully Carl Amon and Jarman Impey come in. So you imagine he will go out for them, definitely go out for both of them. But he's so brave. He's quite courageous. So you need them in your back line or on the wing. So he's quite good. But yeah, hopefully we'll see more of him. Matt Hill, very hard to judge. The ball didn't go up there. Sort of looking for a bit more of a tackling and speed pressure, but he only had the 1 tackle. He kicked that point early. He had a shot from outside 50. It was a good kick, but just missed. But yeah, just the 8 disposals. Only had the 2 kicks. Yeah, hard to judge. Interesting to see if he gets another go at the G, where it might be a little bit easier for him. I'm not sure. Um, and we move on to Bailey McDonald. I mean, I think that's his best game. But the ball was always down there, so he had a lot of opportunities. But yeah, for him to get 18 disposals and get 384 metres gained, that was a really good game from Bailey. He sort of takes it on. You can see he wants to go, but yeah, hopefully they just unleash him and he can just have a bit of a crack at running up and down the ground with the ball. And yeah, hopefully he can get some more kicks to see if he can hit people inside 50 when he runs. But yeah, a really good game. You got 3 6.5s there. Moving on to Evie's top 3. Evie went for Chol with Chol 3, Josh Ward 2. Noel Mraz, the first game, he got a vote, and Blake Harvey got a special mention from Evie. But yeah, Chol gets the 3 with the 5 goals straight. I've gone for Josh Ward on top. I just thought him hitting the scoreboard. We sort of need our midfielders to do that, and he did that. He's still got his 25 disposals. Pretty hard to give it to people because he's such a down first half. You're pretty negative about everything until, gave a bit of hope in the last quarter. It's not so bad. But yeah, Chol, 2, kick the 5 goals. Anytime someone's kicking 5 goals straight is good. Noel Mraz, I'm giving him a vote as well. I thought you might as well give him a vote because he played as good as anyone in the end. And Blake Hardwick, he got a special mention quite easily to slip into the votes with especially his stats. I mean, they're great stats. He got his 500 metres. Without Carl Aim on there, someone had to pick up, and Blake definitely did that. And Joey, he went Chol too, and he's given Blake Hardwick 2 votes. Josh Ward 1, and he gave Noel Mraz the special mention. So next up, we've got Carlton on Saturday night. I think it's going to be another cold one. 7:30, Carlton coming off a 2-point win against Richmond. I'm pretty sure they get Harry Dean back. I'm not sure about Wiedering, how far away he is, but Carlton have a pretty good team. They're obviously won 7 in a row. Hopefully we can get 2, maybe 3 back. I think Nick Watson will be playing. So yeah, whether Carl Amon and Impey come in, or I don't think Connor Nash is back. So going to be interesting to see what happens with who's in and who's out, because Sam Butler and Finn McGuinness were pretty close to getting a game last week, but yeah, with all them, it's hard to bring people in for 1 week, drop them, and then bring them in someone else and then get dropped again. So yeah, Evie and I would just like to thank people for their support, like on the other channels as well. But this is the one we really want to kick off. So we thank you very much. Yeah. So thank you very much. We'll see you after the Carlton game. Thank you.